Nakukaribisha tena katika kipindi chetu pendwa kabisa. Usiondoke bila kulike, kusubscribe, kucomment na kushare. Leo tutaangalia Vingereza vya Maraisi wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Tunafahamu kwamba kila rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania alikipiga Kiingereza kwa uzuri kabisa. Sasa utaniambia ni Kiingereza cha rais gani ambaye kimekukosha zaidi kuliko rais yoyote? Tukianza na Julius Kambarage Nyerere. Msikilize kwa makini, Kiingereza chake iko hapo.
Sometimes I get annoyed, but sometimes I don't get annoyed. Here I am, former president of my country. No problem in Tanzania. We've never had these problems that they have. But I'm an African, and they see me, and they ask me the problems of Rwanda. I said, but I don't come from Rwanda. But you come from Africa. What's the difference? But I don't meet
wa pili ni Ali Hassan Mwinyi. Naye msikilize alivyokipiga Kiingereza.
Good work for his people in Tanzania. He and his government have realized that we are not up against only the three enemies left to us by President Nyerere. That is poverty, illiteracy, and disease. But now we have a fourth enemy, and that is hunger. We must do something about hunger. And the best thing to do is to produce our own food.
Watatu ni Benjamin William Mkapa. Naye msikilize alivyokinyoosha Kiingereza.
We want an Africa, as you said, where there is equality of gender, equality of opportunity, promise of a good, healthy life, promise of an educated society, promise of a leadership that thinks more about service than being served. We want all of that, borders to be removed and so on. Why don't we have it? My answer is very clear. Because you have a selfish leadership. Extremely selfish. We often think of the problem of leadership as being the problem of the leaders alone. Fine. They must be defined, have integrity, have all those we want. But to succeed, they must be able to implant those attributes in the
population. Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete. Naye msikilize alivyokitwanga Kiingereza.
When you look at your country's future, how do you see the role of social media in transforming your country? You've achieved so much already. How can the internet, how can digital reporters help work with you to make your country successful?
Well, the social media, as I was saying, we recognize that the internet is a major depository of knowledge, right, and information. So if we can succeed in the broadband connection of the country, if the optic fiber network go throughout and connect all our schools.
Watano ni John Pombe Magufuli. Naye msikilize alivyokinyoosha Kiingereza.
Corruption is a cancer. Is a disease. And if at all you are there to fight the disease, you must fight it seriously. If you go it slowly, you can't fight that disease. So the best way is to make sure that we destroy all the disease which actually is causing a lot of problems. And I'm sure even development partners used to tell you that we are supposed to fight corruptions. I don't know which country you are coming, but I'm sure if you are from UK, from USA, from anywhere, from European Union, they all talk. They are all against with these corruption practices. And in Tanzania, we have this special court. This is special court, actually the court which actually deals with the corrupted people. That's why we call them mafisadi, wala rushwa.
Wa sita ni Samia Suluhu Hassan, naye msikilize huyu mama alivyokitwanga Kiingereza.
Excellencies, heads of state and governments, Your Excellency Secretary General of the United Nations, Your Excellency Executive Director of UNAIDS, ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all. This year marks 40 years since the first case of AIDS was reported in the world. It was not just an announcement, but a beginning of 4 decades to follow, of despair, pain, progress, and hope. Many lives have been lost and many others have been saved. It marks 38 years since the first AIDS case in Tanzania. We are glad to report that there has been impressive progress and many gains. HIV/AIDS, by far and large, is no longer a death sentence in Tanzania as it used to be 38 years ago. Allow me to share with you some of the important milestones in our fight.
Ya, sasa niandikie comment hapo chini. Katika marais wote walioongea Kiingereza hapo, ni Kiingereza cha rais gani ambaye kimekukosha zaidi? Niandikie comment hapo chini.